Thank you for the opportunity. I'll start from a quote from there's a Russian children's verse that goes, what do you plant when you plant new wood? Works on which future race will stood. With that, I'll go into your question. First of all, I think you have talked about more inclusion. I have been in several situations in which the entire institutions, I was the only person with, I was the only PWD up from primary. I think the first time in which I did meet another PWD was in high school, of which were the two of us. And I think in university, we are in the entire institution, we are about 10, which is like a huge step up. So inclusion is one of the luckily for me, I do not see myself. I usually see it as a challenge to show them what I can do and what I can accomplish. I usually like when I enter a room. I think when I entered university, we had our first class meeting without the lecture, just to know each other. I remember I entered the room and all eyes were on me. It was kind of uncomfortable, but I took it as a challenge to show them what I can do. And I think I have, because I am at the top of my class, which is I have shown them that I am not what most of them think. That brings into question the issue of sensitization, because usually when they see a differently abled person, they are those preconceived societal norms that, okay, it's not their fault, it's, I think, the fault of it's how society is structured. So, and you once said we have to work twice as hard to accomplish half. So yeah, the next thing is accessibility. Okay, I'll tell you a short story from my high school, the Great Forces Academy. I remember when I first entered, there were no ramps. Okay, yeah, they were deficient of ramps. And then I remember there was this one cook. His name was Mogaka. I think you should clap for Mogaka. Mogaka was a cook. I remember, I later got to find out the story. He personally went and got I think it was Jokali, to make these metallic ramps, and he fitted them in various places. For example, when getting to the dome, there were a bit of stairs. Getting to the dining hall, there were a bit of stairs. So, Omugeke, I think, is a good example of citizens digitalia, for local digitalia, to make this, because it's not only the work of the institution. I think change starts with the individual. The system is nothing more than a collection of individual efforts. I think after that, the school stepped up. I thank very much. I have so much thanks for my first academy. It was a good institution, and I didn't feel left out. The other thing I think the challenges we faced was accessibility of assistive devices. As you can see, I used a power wheelchair, and today it was no easy. It was no easy. It was no walk in the park. I thank very much to the National Council because they are the ones who actually assisted, and thank you to Madam Eva for the effort. The other issue is I might have not have experienced this or by myself, but I feel like in some cases of disabilities you need specialized staff and teachers. In high school, I told you that we were only 2 people in the entire school with disabilities. I think it is a privilege that I am of very sound mind that I do not require much. I even require less effort than normal kids to grasp content. But I feel like if there was a student in such an institution, they would feel discouraged because I loved very much the culture of competition at my high school. But I feel like if a different person who, let's say, is not, the word is not slow, and the word is normal, but living with the disability, it would have been easy for them to be left behind, and it would have also been easy for them to have been discouraged because I told you it was a very competitive state. If only there were other trainings, maybe sensitizations, learned to teachers so that they can accommodate those people. Actually, in that